There we go. There we go. Let's make sure everything's good. And that's doing that. Check one. Excellent. Okay. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Resales. My name's Ryan. I get stuff from yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores, flea markets, similar venues, state sales, side yards, trash cans. Yes, I have dumpster dived, usually for boxes, and other similar places, and try to make a few extra bucks online. I got some good stuff this weekend. Sold some good stuff this weekend, so I think I'm gonna have a pretty good week listing. A lot of like $20 to $30 items. Talked about a little bit about it Friday on that stream, and I got a couple more things to show you today. But I got a good handful of stuff. Your paperback, some of the paperback for $10 shipped isn't a whole ton of profit, but whenever you can grab some stuff and make 20-30 bucks on it, that's when things really do start to add up pretty good. So that's what I am going to try to get done this week. So I actually had a sale this morning. Like right when I was setting up, I sold something. So, which is good because I wanted those out of here. It's from the Heresy box. Out of the Heresy box. Anyway, let's jump into the sales, and then we'll jump into the finds. Okay, for your previewing pleasure. First up, good thing about bread and butter is it sells a lot. So, I have a local thrift store that's been like, they must have a box of these in the back that they just kind of put out occasionally at a reasonable price to resell. So I try to scoop them up every time they're under, I guess, $3 a piece. I grab them. I'm actually selling these. I've got High Flyer, and I got one other style right now, several a piece. So multiple quantities. I'm actually charging shipping. So this sold for $8 plus shipping. So somebody's going to get them a model rocket, and these are really good. These have been really good sellers. I have sold every single one of those that I got in, and somewhere between, depending on what it is, somewhere between I would say $7 and $12 a piece plus shipping. So, which I think still puts them like cheaper than maybe even Amazon or in the store. So that's what we got. Next up, everything really kind of goes up from here. From the Heresy box, Jimmy Swaggart on Romans. Yeah, I have one of the ways I organize my books is my Bible study books is one's like normal Orthodox, small O Orthodox, and another is the Heresy box. And I put Jimmy Swaggart in the Heresy box. So anyway, probably shouldn't go to Romans 9 and see what he says, but anyway, that's not what this channel is for. But this was in there. This was $15 shipped. So I got about 4 or 5 of these from a yard sale, and sold all of them probably $12 to $20, depending. I think the Revelation went for $20. This one went for $15. So there we go. That one went like 5 minutes ago too. All right, next up, let's go. Something you might not expect. John Steinbeck Travels with Charlie, first edition book club. I got this Thursday. Maybe Wednesday. I think it was Thursday I got this. And this sold Sunday for $17. So this is a first book club edition. I don't think it's a true first edition, first print, but it is early. This is a 1960s book, so it's probably real close to a first edition, and it went for $17. I think I underpriced. I think I went under everybody who had this up for sale, other than maybe somebody I that for $10 or something, and it sold that pretty quickly. So there you go. There. All right, next, another one that sold really quickly. Nope, that one. This one didn't sell really. This one I got at the local Friends of the Library book sale. I've gotten back to, if I see a Dragonlance novel, any sort of Dungeons and Dragons books for $1 or cheaper, I grab. They wad up decently, and every now and then you find one like this one that goes okay. This one went for $21, so that was a really good find. So keep an eye out for Dungeons and Dragons. There are some paperbacks out there that are 40, 50, like they had a real limited run and only one run or something like that in the early 2000s, and those can go for upward 30, 40, $50. But keep an eye out for them. Again, they lot up pretty good, so you can get them cheap enough and lot them up to $3 or $4 a piece, or occasionally you'll find some good ones. So there you go. Next is another find from Thursday. It's a Sailor Moon manga. And this went for $30. So manga always seems like they're either worth $1 or $2 or $3, or they're worth a bunch. And this one, a better shot of it there, for $30. So this is a real neat find at that thrift store, and it moved real quick. So I was a little concerned because I bought a good chunk of stuff there, but I think with those two books, really made that sale happen. So, and finally the big sale, and I don't know why these. Maybe it's because it's summer and I got an exact wrong time. But like I got a big batch of these a couple months ago, maybe a little longer than that, and it was starting to get warm. And I sold one thing out of the batch, and then I got this one. These are this is a Wilson leather XL quilted like biker jacket. Real good, real nice jacket, real good condition. $111 for this one, and I got three more. They're not Wilson leather. I think they're just as nice. They're really pretty cool. I'm hoping. I think that it's one of those. I may not drop the price a whole lot more on them for the entire summer until it gets cold, and just let those ride and see how they do, and then go. If they don't sell, go through. I have to be real patient with them. I'll take a good offer on them, but they're $50 to $80 jackets, if not more than that, and I'm not going to really go lower than that on the other ones I have. So, but anyway, some biker jacket stuff. Worth grabbing. Got these really inexpensively at a yard sale, and the lady wasn't like she had. Those are X amount of piece. Grab them. Okay, so I did. I sold for $111. Okay, now time for the finds from this weekend. So book wise, it's hard for me to pass up Tolkien. Smith & Wooten Major, Farmer Giles of Ham. Very good stories. You need to read these for a couple of reasons. One, Smith & Wooten Major is Tolkien on a word count. It really kind of condenses down everything that makes the Lord of the Rings really, really good. But it's if he had to tell a similar story for short form, which I wonder if that's not what happened there. But yeah, so Smith & Wooten Major is Tolkien on a word count. So he has to be a lot more. He doesn't exactly have free reign with the language. He has to be a lot more concise, which was probably hard for him. The next one's Farmer Giles of Ham, which is Tolkien being funny, and you should read both of those. So they're both really good stories. And this particular book probably is $10 to $12, but I can't not pick up a Tolkien book because they're particularly anything older, because they're great. So go get it. Next up, it was a couple almost. I was with my daughter and one of my sons, and we were driving around. She said, "Hey, can we go to that yard sale?" I had passed it up. I hadn't seen the sign. He's like, okay, we'll turn. We turned around, went back, and I'm glad we did because I got this, some sort of the Fairies Oracle box set. There's some cards in here with the book. So, and this is like a $30 item, $20, $30 item. And I think this other one's like this one maybe a little bit more than that. Brian Franz Fairylands. This is another pricey book, and I'm glad I looked them up and got them because those were the finds of the day. Because we had mostly struck out that day, other than this one last find on eBay on a yard sale, and it was a guy who he had a handful of toys that and some like basketball unopened basketball card packs that I was kind of interested in, but I think he was going around about things the wrong way and selling them, and he was pricing those things too high. But he had a stack of knives, and I was like, and I started looking through the knives. I was like, oh, that's a real good knife on that one. Most of them were Chinese made, so they weren't great. And he probably was asking. I didn't even ask him what he wanted for them. They're the types of knives that I would pay like at most $1 a piece for, and bring out to the flea market. But he did have this one. This is one. First off, this is one of those I'm like, I need the money more than I need the knife because these things are cool. This is actually the second one I've ever found. I found one before. This is an Air Force survival knife. Doesn't have the sheath or the sharpener. That would really raise the value on it. But this, I looked up how to date these. It's Camillus, made in USA. And after about 1967, there's a date down here on it, on the pommel. But before that, there was no date. So I know about date-wise about where this one is supposed to lie. I think this is a $30 to $50 knife. This may be worth more than that. I've got to do a little more homework on it. But this is a real neat find. I cleaned it up. I wiped it and cleaned it up a little bit with a soft wire wheel on a Dremel tool and knocked a little bit of surface rust off. I wasn't going to put it on a full bench grinder, but getting the wire wheel off of a Dremel, a little wire wheel off a Dremel to knock off of cold carbon steel isn't going to hurt it. So, but this thing still a little sharpness to it. But this thing's so cool. Old knives are great, and I couldn't pass it up. This was $10, and I would put good money down. Any American-made knife that you find, not a folding knife, but like a full knife that you find, if somebody's asking $10 or more, $10 for it, you grab it because it's probably going to be worth significantly more than that. These things bottom out at around 20, $25 at the least. Yeah, that may be an exaggeration. It may the floor for this may be 30. So, and I may be able to get a good bit more than that because it's an older one. So, these things are cool. Look out for cool knives. They're great. It will sell fast. One other thing I got that I finally got this cleaned up the same time. It's another sort of an antique bottle opener. I sold one by the same company that had RC Cola on it for around $30. This one didn't go that high. This one won't be that high. This was probably about a $15 to $20 bottle opener, but vintage bottle openers. Keep an eye out for them because guys love them. Gotta open your beer cans. And one other thing. Keep looking at these. A few weeks ago, I bought a Wii and a bunch of games with a bunch of accessories in it. And we finally got everything tested this weekend. And which my little kids love. Like, hey, I need you to test these video games out. Okay. And the big one was this one. This is a, if you know what a Nintendo Wii Nunchuck is, this is what that is. It just has a different control style to it. But this is an Epic Mickey 2. Nintendo nunchuck attachment, and this is about 50 to 60 bucks. And this was worth like the entire. I think I bought the whole thing for like 30. And so I got a bunch of $3. I don't think I have hardly any games in there that are worth throwing on eBay. Uh, so they'll go out to the flea market for $3 a piece. I got a half-working Wii that'll be 20 to 30 bucks, and I got this, which is going to be $55. So, and we kept a handful of the accessories and that sort of stuff. So I got a good listing week ahead of me this week with regards to getting some stuff out. So I gotta get this stuff shipped because I've got work and you've got work and we all got stuff to do. And if you don't have stuff to do, go get something to do and go see it because the week's going and we gotta all get some money in. So like, comment, subscribe. If you ever found a cool knife, let me know because cool knives are cool. And like any red-blooded American male, I wanted to keep it, but I need the money. So I have kept knives before. Even when I needed the money. So there you go. Y'all be good. Catch y'all on the flip side.